closer in time.
The rule of Genghis Khan. Born into meager, if not outright abject circumstances with the name Temujin, by age 44, according to recent dating of his birth, this prodigious conqueror would attain the honorific title Chinggis Khan, nowadays pronounced in the West either as Genghis or Genghis Khan. The meaning of the honorific will depend on who you ask, evidently. Something like fierce ruler or total ruler, or even total ruler from Central Asia, according to some sources, all of which being entirely fitting. Genghis unified the Mongols into the Mongolian Empire. His hordes expanded the empire to as far east as the Pacific Ocean and as far west as the Caspian Sea, even invading lands as far west as the Black Sea, the eastern edge of Europe. Setting into motion lineage and cementing tradition that would assure continued Mongol expansion, Genghis died at age 65. His grandson Kublai Khan, who is regarded as the greatest Mongol ruler second only to Genghis, expanded the empire to at or near its greatest extent, including rule across all of China. The life of Attila the Hun. If recorded only for the daring, audacious attire in which he is commonly depicted and not his prodigious Hunnic rule and European invasions and conquests, Attila the Hun might well be relegated to obscurity. However, historians did not seem to spend much time detailing his threads, but rather focused on the countless pillaged cities and the prolific carnage of his adversaries left strewn upon battlefields in his wake. So nowadays, the name Attila will be familiar to most everyone. In the 3 centuries prior to Attila, the Huns, a nomadic warrior people, had expanded their territory from Central Asia to as far west as the western edge of the Black Sea. Born into power and prestige, at age 28, Attila, along with his elder brother Bleda, inherited rulership of the Hunnic Empire. With tactical prowess and strategic leadership, Attila successfully led his armies in battles against both the Eastern and Western Roman empires, rapidly expanding his empire's territories, sowing dread among his opponents at every step. Attila's conquests often revolved around a shrewd use of intimidation and negotiation, as well as brute force. For example, leading up to the peak of the Hunnic westward expansion, he led a massive assault on the Eastern Roman Empire, ravaging the Balkans and reaching the outskirts of Constantinople. Despite the immense physical destruction, rather than attack the capital, Attila demonstrated statecraft by instead negotiating a huge annual tribute from the Eastern Roman government. Glenn Miller composes Tomorrow's Another Day. Born into modest circumstances in the Midwest, Glenn Miller began playing trombone at about age 12 and soon became enamored with dance band music while in high school. By his early 20s, Miller's prodigal musical ability landed him playing with Ben Pollock, a swing band leader known for having an eye for talent. A few years later, Miller composed a number of songs for the Dorsey Brothers, one of them being Tomorrow's Another Day.
Live, love, be happy, for tomorrow's another day.
Genghis and Attila shared some striking similarities. Both had roots in or near Central Asia. Both were prolific military and political figures. Both relied heavily on horse cavalry and archers in their military campaigns. Both rapidly expanded their empires through ferocity and military ingenuity alike to conquer neighboring regions. Glenn Miller, on the other hand, shared none of these commonalities. Although, I suppose one could say that his catchy tunes marauded the hit parade? Marauded the hit parade? All right, settle down. The rule of Genghis Khan is closer in time to Glenn Miller's Tomorrow's Another Day than it was to Attila the Hun by about 45 years.